Growth is a nice easy section of the course. You just need to understand how and why firms grow and the different types of growth that can take place. So at this point it should be quite straightforward why firms grow, because one of their main objectives is to earn profit. So by growing, by selling more, you can increase profit. And you can increase sales as well, maybe increase your market share to get a more dominant market position, those types of things. But remember as well from the first few lessons that you did for the A2 course that before diminishing marginal return setting, you actually get increasing marginal returns. So there are benefits of growing both in the short run and in the long run. We know you can gain from economies of scale, which is where as your output increases in the long run, you have smaller average costs. There we have the point about market share. Excuse me, might increase brand loyalty. So the more dominant firm in the market might be the more trusted brand. People are willing to pay higher prices. You might be able to decrease the PED so that it's more inelastic, so that price is less of a factor in consumers' buying behaviour. And you might get access to new markets or resources if you're larger. If you're operating on a larger scale, you might be able to source products from abroad more easily because you've got your logistics and supply chain set up, and you might want to grow to access new markets. Maybe there's a change of fashion in the place where you're based and the product that you're selling isn't doing so well, but over in another town or country it seems to be very popular at that point. So types of growth then. Broadly speaking, there are two types of growth: internal, or sometimes called organic growth, which is growth that doesn't involve any other businesses, and usually it's through selling new products or selling to new markets, different customers, or it can be a mix of the two. External growth involves another firm, so it's either merging or taking over another firm. And these are the different types of growth that we can get. Usually, if it's a merger or a takeover, these would be classed as external types of growth, but you might actually enter a new market and set up your own firm, and we could say that they're these types of growth as well. So horizontal integration is where a firm merges or takes over a competitor, so that the same stage of the production process. So a car firm taking over another car firm. If Honda took over Ford, for example, that would be horizontal integration. Vertical backwards integration is where a firm merges or takes over a supplier, so a firm at the previous stage of production. So if Honda took over the firm that make the tyres, say, for example. And then vertical forwards integration is merging or taking over a customer, so a firm at a later stage of the production process. So this actually happens with car production. They do tend to have their own car sales places, car garages. So Honda definitely have their own garages. I passed one on the way to work. So that would be an example of vertical forwards integration, or forwards vertical integration, however you want to arrange those words. Lateral growth is the merging or taking over a firm that is in a similar industry. So maybe if a brewery took over a restaurant chain, I'm just thinking of kind of Whitbreads, took over the Brewers Fayre franchise brand a few years ago, and that's what we could call lateral. I suppose it's a type of horizontal integration in some ways, if you consider them close substitutes. And then a conglomerate or a conglomerate growth is merging or taking over a firm with no obvious link to the current business. So if you want to think of conglomerate firms, Virgin could be thought of as a conglomerate firm because they have very diverse product ranges, from Coca-Cola to operating train companies, and Virgin Galactic now, and Tata, the Indian firm as well, who have a very diverse portfolio as well. But you can look them up and see all the different products that they sell.